Also welcome on board Hemang Jani and talk about what he's making of the market structure right now. Hemang, it's pretty much a no-go, extremely listless. Where do you think we're headed next, up or down?
Good morning, Aisha. I think given the backdrop, both global and local, things are not looking too positive. At the same time, we have to bear in mind that we have already underperformed in the last 2 months. In fact, at the index level, last 1 year has been lackluster. So I do not see a case for a significant downside in the market, but particularly because of the way the Q3 numbers have panned out and the slowdown that we are witnessing in the consumption, both staple as well as discretionary, that is not boding well. And interest rates also looks like globally they are headed a bit more higher. So in that kind of a scenario, I think the market is unlikely to move up in a major way also. So we may see this kind of a boring range bound movement maybe till March end.
What could be the trigger from here onwards, though? I mean, of course, it's the Fed commentary, which seems like it's going to take really precedence for the world markets to take tally from or take cues from. But for us in particular, what do you think is going to drive the market this way or that?
So Aisha, I think once we have a little bit of a clarity about this interest rates topping out, because all this while when we were looking at the inflation data, from US, there was a sense that maybe the worst is behind us, and at some point, it will reflect in the incremental flows for the equity market. But that scenario has played out a bit longer. So I think inflation and interest rates picking out would be an important trigger that everybody would be watching out for. And the second one would be that when do we see revival in the domestic consumption names, particularly the rural side, because you're seeing that there is a definite slowdown when we look at the numbers of Asian Paints, Pidilite, whole host of consumer companies. So I think this could be an important trigger to watch out for.
All right. Meantime, Hemang, what's the outlook when it comes to the entire cement space? Owing to the fact that finally we are seeing those cement price hikes kicking in, what would be your outlook on how this would impact the overall demand supply situation within the space?
So overall outlook for the cement sector is positive. I think if we have a slightly lower GST rate, that would be a very big trigger. But even without that, when we look at the numbers, they've been pretty okay. The only thing is that the price hikes have not been as much as the market was expecting. So particularly, I think the north and the east side and the central side, we are seeing a lot more stability. So names like Dalmia Bharat, Ultratech, I think they are relatively better placed versus a Ramco cement where you're seeing the price is really going down in the last, let's say, about 1 month or so. But overall towards the sector we continue to be positive.
Okay.